It's still cold in this country, and it's going cold out there with the creators. They seem to be fighting amongst each other. So if you want to hear my view on all the infighting, then come on in. And welcome to Aldon's Reviews and True Crime. Hello everyone, and I hope that you're well. I was wondering actually which intro to include in my intros. I know that's a controversial one, but I've got lots of intros, and it is a theatrical world really, this world of true crime, and we're trying to entertain and maybe put a bit of a slant on it rather than a depressive slant on these true crime cases. And I hope at the same time that I'm giving you my perspective on things, that I'm trying to captivate some interest still in what we're talking about. So let's get into these feuds. I don't really want to get involved in side taking, just want to make a few comments. So namely, at the moment we've got Duncan, so he's been getting stick from a couple of creators. So namely we've got Duncan. I do watch Duncan, so he's been getting stick, so to speak, from a couple of creators. Tails has been talking about other creators, but in an intelligent, not combative type of way, just giving a view. Same as Duncan, intelligent type of way that he deals in cases. He might seem controversial. I think that's where he just gets straight to the point and outspoken. I'm not saying that I agree with everything that you say, Duncan, but I think other creators need to perhaps accept that some people aren't going to be on the same wavelength as they are, and they're going to be discussing the cases in different ways, so they've got a viewpoint. Now maybe Duncan is a bit blunt and goes down more of a hardened route that perhaps I would like to see myself as more diplomatic, and I don't like to be outwardly calling people idiots or anything like that. I get it in the comments, and does it hurt me? No, it doesn't. Do I get frustrated? I probably do. If someone just calls you an idiot or a prat or worse, you want a reason why, because you might not even get it. So you want an explanation. So it's probably best to email, if you've got an email on their YouTube site. Just email them with an explanation. You are an idiot because blah, 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 blah. Simple. And then you've explained yourself. People lose the debate straight away when they say, I think you're not telling the truth, you're a prat or something, but they haven't explained themselves. Now the other person, I think it's Hayley, is not a fan of Duncan at the moment, and she does explain why, and she does express why. There are a few points maybe I agree on. I don't agree on, you don't like the phrase of live by the sword, die by the sword, or perhaps play with fire is something similar and you'll get burnt. Something like that. So in the John George case, which is very tragic, very sad, it does upset me when I see people or animals suffering, and it did upset me. Now we hear that unfortunately John George, he was stabbed, I gather, to limit his movements, and then moved in the car to the place where he was found, and he was shot there. Now I don't want to accuse people, but other people, it's not really the thing to say other people, so it must be true. Other people are saying it, so it must be true. They're saying that you, Johnny, shot John George. I don't want to put it out there and say that that's true. Other people are saying it. It's up to the police to gather that evidence. And the Guardia are looking for you. They want to question Maddie as well. And we know that already. So anything I'm talking about is a reaction video and it's been reported in the press. It just seems, forgive me, I'm all done up. It's really cold, isn't it? When I come into this garden room, it's cold. I do have a quick warm up of the garden room, but it takes a while. Back to it. So it just seems to me like the creators, they want to know about things first. And I sense a little bit of jealousy sometimes from creators if somebody else gets the news about something first. And they're kind of acting high and mighty because one of the members of the family, from whichever case, we can take the Jay Slater case, several other cases, we can go back in time, two other cases, Nicola Bulley case, Victoria Taylor case. There may be a message from the family to them saying something, so they're all automatically thinking, well, I'm the main social media creator. They've okayed me, so I've told the family that we're not going to discuss such and such now, the funeral's on. And they automatically think that they're appointed from the family, and anyone else says anything, they seem like they're judge and jury or a referee. I don't agree with that. But everybody's different. So I'm finding it hard not to criticise people, but I don't want to do it publicly. We should really be working together. What is it that we're trying to achieve? First of all, when something comes out like John George case, we want to try and find him, put it out there. The family did say that they want the social media to do that. So that was carried out. So we're all working together. So in my view, so we've got a beef with Duncan and Chris Tenerife. Chris Tenerife, I like to call myself neutral. Not got an issue with him trying to find the body. Again, he got fed up with people saying, "Did you find the body?" I didn't even know that. I didn't know that you found the body. I'm confused because I saw on your videos. Perhaps I haven't watched all of them. I haven't got a lot of time actually work. Other creators seem to make 6 videos a day and still work. How do they do that? But they do that. I'm jealous because they've worked from home or they've got their own businesses, so they can do that. That's fine. But to report on to say they found the body, I just saw a video of you saying that the body was there. So you did actually see the body, and you didn't want to go, and it was quite upsetting as it is. And you didn't want to go and pull the body out, so that you then informed the Guardian that the body was there. Was that right? I don't understand. You said you found the body or you didn't find it? I'm really confused. So the body. So you're saying that he fell off the cliff, Chris. The Guardia then they didn't plant the body and all this at the weekend. It was just found where you saw it. But anyway, perhaps you could. You were okay talking to Tails, but not to Duncan and other people. Be no good talking to me. You could talk to me. I'm sort of independent. I can be serious. And somebody can talk to me about something serious. But then again, if I ask you the questions someone like Duncan would be asking you, I wouldn't be able to react in the way that Duncan was. So Duncan probably needs to ask you those questions. Otherwise, you're telling me the answers, and then I don't know how to react to those answers and then ask another question on top. You're upfront, fairly genuine sort of chat. Like a drink? I like a drink sometimes with a meal. And I never had issues as such of calling people idiots or anything like that. Not saying that you were called an idiot, but I don't know. I gather there was some to and froing, and also Lucky. There's some to and froing. I don't know you, or don't know Lucky either, so I can't really comment. Really, I don't know. I just wanted to give my view, my perspective on the infighting that normally, in my experience, gets worse. Me myself, how would I react? Hopefully, in an adult way. I have got it within me in the same way you probably have, Chris, to confront the person, postcode the person, and then meet up and fisticuff them. But if we did that, well, we probably do that now. At my age, I am quite a weak person actually. But no, I've got that within me, so I'd take a beating just for the sake of it. Nothing bothers me in that way. It never has done. The fear of death, maybe a bit come to it. I get a bit stressed, but I'm laid back and doesn't really worry me. Come and get me, no problem. Suffer the consequences if you do. As I say, I'm not in a physical sense. I'm still a bit of a pencil neck, but does it really work? The machoism of a one-to-one. Oh, I'll meet you at such and such and such and such a postcode in the field. I'll bring my fair play man. If you've got an opinion on something, is it going to change that opinion? Is it going to change that person being an idiot or who they are because you meet them in a one-on-one, man-to-man, and they beat you up and they win? Surely they're still idiots. But I say that it's getting dangerous, and with the John George family, if you say anything, you've got to be scared. So surely that's a point, isn't it? I'm not into this John George being this wonderful man, etc. He probably is, and he has passed away, and I don't want to speak ill of the dead. But it wasn't like a normal family man, was it? He was in the past involved in certain things. He went inside, and I've got no problem with people going inside. I've got friends that are on the inside at the moment. Got friends in the police as well, but he wasn't. He wasn't actually. He wasn't Jesus, was he? So the family, as Duncan's delving in, may have. That's the trouble. May have. I wouldn't go further into saying they're involved in something he does, but I would say they may have been involved with criminal activity, which would be related within that circle of somebody going in and a threat of some kind and something happening to them. I don't know. What do you think? Put in the comments if you think that John was godly and everything else. There were comments made from the creator as well about him being a handsome man. I don't see what that's got to do with it. John was a handsome man and this and that and the other. Don't see what people's looks have got to do with character. Be a very handsome man and be really nasty and horrible, but yeah. But the personal people that did that to him wasn't nice. We don't know the full story, though, really. I find no justification in doing that to somebody unless they, I'm going to say it, sorry, unless they did something nasty to your kids or something like that. Then I would kind of, would I? Initial thoughts are I would get pleasure out of torturing that person that did anything to anyone I loved, and I'd get pleasure from torturing them and killing them. Not killing them, just keeping them alive, just enough for them to feel pain every day. But then again, I would probably come down from that and think more rationally. I think, hang on, come on, don't be a psycho. I must have something strange within me somewhere. Don't know where it comes from, but there's something a bit odd somewhere. I don't know. But I act on the side of, I'm not religious actually, I act on the side of good, not evil. But can these feuds be sorted perhaps? There is a certain way they can debate with each other. They can get together and talk about it without being insulting, without postcoding each other, without meeting up and having a physical altercation. They can perhaps diplomatically talk about it on a live together, online, one-on-one, but with an audience perhaps, and then they can perhaps sort something out. If not, I don't know, I guess they'll continue to have their differences and their different styles in looking at cases. I think the common goal is we're all working for the same goal. So whatever it is, it's like the J. Slater case, we're really frustrated, we want an inquest. And that's what my aim is, to keep on and on. Perhaps the authorities will notice, if they've got to notice things. Some of the big creators, not necessarily, not me really, but some of the big creators, they must see that. They must see that on TikTok or YouTube. They must take notice and think, they've got a point there. And an inquest should be there. Certainly, Chris, you said that you think there's an inquest. I personally am losing faith. I did originally think there was going to be this January the 20th or the 25th inquest. And Mark Williams Thomas talked about it, didn't he? And he knew something, and he was going to tell the family. That's right, he knew something about the witnesses, shall we say. Chris says he knows things, and he's got a right, he says, to keep them to himself, which he probably has. He does have a right. In another sense, do you have if it's something that can affect the inquest and the case, are you going to keep quiet about it? So are you going to walk along the road seeing somebody getting attacked and innocently brutally killed, and you can do something about that? Do you just carry on walking and saying, no, I have a right not to do anything or shout anything to that person, and just be invisible and they won't notice me, it's dark, I'll carry on? That's all I wanted to say on the matter, really. A bit serious really, but boring. Normally get a couple of hundred views on the boring videos. This certainly is, and I'm sure many of us have been there as well. We've suffered ourselves, or had friends or families who suffer in a similar way, shall we say. So I hope very soon, number one, I hope there's going to be an inquest in the J. Slater case. Number two, I hope the police do their due diligence and good work and catch the person or people that murdered George, and find out exactly why, what the motives was, and hear their story. They may have a reason for murdering John George. It should come out then, shouldn't it? If it goes to court, it should come out of what John did to deserve to be murdered. Or did he deserve, or was he completely innocent? Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe as always. And these cases, they do hurt, and sometimes they are a very hard watch for people, especially if they've had experiences themselves that are similar. So please, when you go to bed tonight, don't have any nasty dreams. Thank you.